I mean, Nicolas Cage. How's working with like a legitimate big actor like that? Like, what is that like for you?
It was it's unbelievable, and it's, you know, doing the short form stuff that I mostly do, you don't get a lot of, um, performers like that,
Yeah,
and, I mean, Nick, Jaden, Martell, Max, and, Sadie, they're all incredible. Everyone in the cast is incredible. It was beyond, like, a pleasure every single day to just be in the room with those people, and it's was like a huge it was just a reminder, like, "Oh,
yeah,
this is what we fucking came here for." It's like,
right.
it's like, I love the other stuff, but this is the real deal. And, like,
What?
up until that point, it's funny because up until that point, the best acting I've ever seen in my life, because most of the time what I do, it's like music video, fashion, things like that. People don't really act. They're standing in front of the camera.
Model
They
type
look
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So up until that point of doing the movie, like, the best I was doing the L'Oreal hair commercial in Cannes, France, and we had Helen Mirren,
Okay.
and she's walking down a hallway of a hotel, and she goes, "You're worth it." I I nearly wept, dude. It was, like, the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life. Like, just the way she said it, like, it was insane,
Yeah.
but it was for a shampoo, you know?
Right.
It was
Not a
crazy,
drama, deep, dark piece or whatever.
but it was honestly, like, my jaw hit the floor, like, I had never seen such acting before at that point.
Mm,
Um, so it was you get stuff like that where it's a reminder of, like, this is what this shit is about. It's not about a fucking lens going through a donut hole or whatever, It's like, this is what film
mm,
is. It's
mm,
people. It's bullshit,
right.
whatever. But
Did
it's
you have
awesome.
to did you find like a new way of working? Like, did you find a new version of yourself while filming this?
No. Um, this movie was crazy. It was super interesting. Arcadian came from um so Ben Brewer is the director. Crazy. He was a childhood friend of my college roommate, Ben Filippo.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Um, so I've known him. We shot like student films at his house in Massachusetts, his childhood house in Massachusetts. Um, I've known Ben same amount, eventually he was going to a different school, eventually he transferred to Emerson. I've known him a really long time. We've been very close. We've only worked together in that, like, with him as a director and me shooting once or twice before.
Mm,
But he had done a movie with Nick Cage before, called The Trust, which is really great. It's like a heist. It's a really good,
yeah.
like, heist movie. And, so he got this script from the same, producers, I think, and, for Arcadian, and he's like, "Let's do this." And because he had already done a movie with them and Cage, it was I think they had a little easier time selling a first
Right.
time feature DP, so, um,
Mm. Oh, that's interesting because that's true too. It's if you
yeah,
don't have work, it's hard to actually get the job.
yeah, 100%. So I had to do I had a couple meetings with the producers, but they were, like, fully supportive, like, right off the bat.
Mm,
We talked a little bit about references and, like, what, um what they were kind of looking for, what we were all kind of looking for, and I think it aligned really well, and, like, it was honestly the best. I couldn't imagine a better experience making
Yeah.
a movie, especially a
Mm.
first movie. It was like, "Yo, this is not what." Because again, I was thinking, like, my whole life, like, I'm gonna make some I'm gonna be in the weeds, like, I was just expecting, like, not not on this movie, but just my first movie, I didn't imagine could be
What it
this,
was.
and
Yeah.
it was, like, the perfect experience. I loved it so
Mm.
much, it was amazing, and the
Mm.
Ben was incredible, the producers, the cast, everything, the whole crew. We shot in Ireland. It
Oh,
was
man.
beautiful, like, the weather, the locations, everything was just, like, I don't know, it was dreamy.
Mm.
But we had, like Ben is a very, like he's an artist, and he comes from music videos as well, and he's, like, a kind of scrappy, like, do everything yourself kinda guy, and I don't know if you know, he does VFX.
Mm.
He worked on the Everything Everywhere All at Once. He's worked on, um, tons of music videos. He wrote Reptile,
Wow.
that the Grant Singer movie,
Mhm.
co-wrote, um, and he's just, like, he can do everything. Guy is insane, certifiably, and he's dedicated to filmmaking in a
Yeah.
way that not a lot of people that I know are.
Mhm.
And I think that is a very clear distinction between, like, people that are in the short form space and people
Sure.
that are not. But I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't know enough people maybe, but
Mm.
um, Ben can do everything, and it is incredible, and he's insane. Um, but on that movie, we had this script that was not. I mean, it's 90 pages or whatever, and but it's a friggin' action movie with fights and monsters and scares and locations all over the place and visual effects everywhere. Like, it was crazy. And we had 20 days to make it. And we were in Ireland where they do not do overtime. They will not do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had 20 10-hour days to make this movie.
That's
And
a
so,
short schedule, but 10 hours is nice.
yeah, I mean, that's why it was like a fucking incredible
Yeah, I mean,
experience.
you're not killing yourself at 15,
No,
16 hours.
no,
Yeah.
I was like sleeping at night. I was eating,
Yeah.
it was a very like pleasant for all
Mm.
intents and it was
Yeah,
hard,
that's
but it
amazing.
was the the reality of it was like it was kind of chill
Yeah.
in that way. Like we were excuse me. We weren't like killing ourselves. It was tough, sometimes hour 9 you'd get to 9 hours and 45 minutes and be like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
30 more I need 30 more minutes." But we just didn't do it. I think we had overtime 2 times
Wow.
only, like
Mm.
30 minutes or an hour or something. Um, but but so we kind of backed our way into this approach of, um yeah, kind of like verite documentary style of filmmaking for it, and that was for a few reasons. I mean, aesthetically, we love that
Yeah.
already. Like, Ben's favorite movie is Breaking the Waves. We love shit like that. We love the Dardenne brothers, things like that, right? So we love that stuff. We had never seen without going full found footage, we hadn't really seen a lot of um monster movies constructed in that way. And Ben had just done this short film, it's incredible, called The Folded Ocean, where
Okay.
he he shot it himself and he did all handheld, but he used it he was kind of testing, like, what he can do visual effects wise with
Mm,
a handheld camera and,
mm. So you use that as
um
reference for this film in a way?
yeah, so he kind of, like, figured out, "Oh, I can actually do a lot of stuff," like, I don't know what tech enabled it or whatever, but he had kind of unlocked this ability to, um, apply the visual effects stuff to handheld and, like, a very freewheeling camera
Mm,
in an effective way. So we we w we were experimenting with that, and then, of course, just, like, the time frame lends
right.
itself to, like, shooting fast, shooting handheld, and, and, uh and, just kinda ripping it, and
Mm,
that's what we did, and it was, of course, that what's more fun than that? You're shooting these people
yeah.
in these places with a handheld camera running around like
Free.
fucking
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
that's it. Okay,
Mm,
done.
yeah.
Um, so it was sick, and I think it worked. Like, I think it's awesome. I'm really proud of it. Um, and they did like incredible work with the VFX. Their team is Zach Stoltz too. The VFX supervisor is like a big time collaborator of Ben's.
Mm.
They just like crushed. I don't know.